morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Wednesday, August 29th, 2018. Let's be vlog number 240. Yeah? Wow. Wow, you can barely see me. It's so dark. I mean, it looks like it's light out there. I mean, it is getting light out there, but there's not enough ambient light to light me. I got my light up here. That's about it. So, yeah, let's switch over to some God of War footage. Better. Okay. So you don't see no grainy mess of me, my ugly face. I think I'm in my old age here. I'm getting either forgetful or I'm just not retaining information like I once used to. And this is specifically when it comes to anime. This is going to be very odd to kind of talk about. It's like, what does anime have to do with memory? Well, like, character names. You know, like, yeah, I'm not watching as much anime as I used to, like years and years ago, like 10, 15 years ago. But I'm not like just like inundated with certain series that I'm watching, and I'm just not like infatuated with everything. You know what I mean? Like, for example, right now, I mean, I still watch anime to this day, don't get me wrong. Right now, like, the one I'm really hooked on is My Hero Academia. Boku no Hero Academia. It's a great freaking series. I love it. Yet, I don't remember all the characters' names. And I'm not saying that, you should be able to remember all the character names. Because there is a great deal of them. There's a lot of character names in the show. But you remember like the main characters. Like, yes, the main character, his name is Midoriya. I can't remember. I can't forget that. And his hero is All Might. He has a real name. I just don't remember it. There's other like hero characters like Mount Lady or Midnight. They have real names too. They said them in the show. They just don't repeat them enough for me to remember. But one of my favorite characters in the show, I'll pop her picture on the screen. Blam. I don't know her name. As of this, me right, speaking, I don't remember her name for the life of me. But she's my favorite character in the series. But again, I'm totally spacing on what her name is. There's other characters in there I just don't know the names of. They're cool characters. There's some new ones that they introduced. I'm like, wow, she's a cool character, or that guy's a cool character. I don't know their names. Yeah, as time goes on, you do kind of remember characters. That's, especially depending on how memorable they are to you. And of course, it also depends on, I guess, what you would connect with the characters. Like, if you connect with the characters, or if you hear reference to them enough, I guess you'll remember them more. If the characters in the show you're watching, if they say the names of the characters, you'll remember. Maybe I'm kind of comparing it from like 15, 20 years ago, watching like Naruto and Dragon Ball. These are shonen shows, and they're very just like My Hero. They're all like screaming each other's names like crazy. Naruto, Sasuke. Like you remember that shit. Of course, they're the main characters, but in Naruto, I remember almost all those characters' names. Not all of them, but they spent enough time on a lot of the characters, like the side characters, that you got to know them as fleshed out characters. And so you got to know their names, and you get to remember them, and they stuck with you. And yeah, one to say like, well, Naruto ran for 500 freaking episodes or so. Of course, you're gonna remember them by then. I'm talking about, the core characters. By the time the first Chunin exam was going on, you knew the characters. And that was only like maybe 40, 50 episodes in. Not even that. So you knew the characters by then, by very early on, because they did something impactful, and you're like, wow, I want to know this character, And right now, I think with My Hero, even though they did have a couple of characters have some impactful storyline and give a little bit of backstory, it just doesn't feel quite capturing enough, at least for me. Enough for me to remember all their names. Dragon Ball. Show me any, character in Dragon Ball Z, whatever, and I'll know their names. Now, don't do that to me with Dragon Ball Super, with all the Universal Tournament that they had, because they threw all kinds of characters at you. I don't know all of them. So don't even test me on that one. But in regular Dragon Ball Z, show me any character, I'll know their names. I'm just that inundated with Dragon Ball knowledge. There's nothing really wrong with that, in my opinion. I'm just as Dragon Ball. I'm wearing a Dragon Ball shirt. And, you're seeing God of War gameplay, so you don't see that I'm wearing a Dragon Ball shirt. But if you remember, when I was in the dark, I'm wearing a Dragon Ball shirt. But yeah, even like other anime series that I'm I'm watching right now. I'm almost done with Darling in the Franxx, and it's a mech anime, and they have these children that drive these giant mechs and they're fighting monsters and whatnot. I don't remember a lot of their names. I remember like 02. There's a character they call him Hero. That's kind of generic. Ichigo, and I think one guy's name is Goro, but I don't remember too many other characters other than that. Kokoro, I think that's one of her names. But a lot of times when I hear the names, if they're like talking about a character that's off screen, I don't really remember who they're talking about. So I don't know if that's a problem with me, in that I'm not really connecting with characters, and I'm not really remembering certain characters enough like I used to. I used to, like a long time ago, watching even like short series, not short series, but like anywhere from 12 to 24 episode series, where it's not like a long drawn out ongoing series. Say for example, Love Hina. Love Hina, it's a great freaking romantic comedy, back in the 90s. 90s, yeah. Man, it's a long time ago. I knew all those characters' names. I freaking love them. I kind of don't really remember them right now. I remember most of them. Show me like their pictures. I'm like, oh, yep, I remember that character. But at the time when I really loved that series, I knew all the characters. At least most of them, for that matter. And maybe like back in the day, I guess it also depends on what the type of anime it is. There's some series where he only like really gave you a small handful of characters, so it really wasn't much to remember. But some of these like series that have at least 12, 15 characters and stuff, you kind of forget. Again, I don't know if I'm just getting old, or another thing that came to mind. Maybe I don't remember the characters enough because I'm not talking about them. Like way back in the day, watching Dragon Ball, and then way later, remember I watched most of Dragon Ball in the '90s before it was on American TV. Not trying to brag or trying to sound elitist or anything, but that's the fact. I had my friends that I was watching Dragon Ball with. They were watching it along with me, and we talked about it a lot. So maybe just conversing about the characters was enough to stick them in my mind. Fast forward to right around where Naruto started, 2001 time frame. I didn't get into Naruto right away after it first started airing in Japan. I think it was around like episode 12, and way before it came to America. Around episode 12, I started watching it because my friend said, "You gotta watch this shit." So I started watching. I watched like the fight with Zabuza. See, there you go. That's how long ago is that? And I remember Zabuza's name because that guy's stuck in my brain. And I'm like, this shit is badass, and I loved it. And ever since then, I love Naruto. But at the time when my friend showed it to me, we would watch it together. And in fact, like, since he had a lot faster internet than I did, I would go over to his house because he would have the episodes downloaded. Because again, it wasn't out in America; he would just download them, and we would watch them almost every week when a new episode comes out. I would go over his house and watch them, and then we go get McDonald's $1.50 ice cream cones. That was how long ago this was. Are they still 50 cents in the summer? I don't know. I remember in the summertime they were 50 cents. And then we just talk about Naruto and how awesome it was. And so just talking about the show, talking about the characters, I guess it puts it in your brain. Right now, I don't really have people to talk about a lot of this anime on a frequent basis anymore. Except for, there's one guy in my work that I do talk about anime a little bit with, but it's nowhere near as much as it used to be back in the day when me and a bunch of my friends were all watching that kind of same series at once. And we can all discuss about it. So, times have changed. Not too many people have, especially when we're all adults, not time to really watch too much anime. Nothing really wrong with that, but it is kind of what it is. But yeah, again, if someone would walk up to me right now and mention not one of the main characters, but one of the somewhat semi-main characters of My Hero Academia, 50-50 chance I'll have a picture of them in my head, but the other 50 I'd be like, yeah, I don't remember that person. So I'm getting old. What can I say? I don't even know my name anymore. Nah. That's it for today, I think. Enough rambling. I will talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day, and I love you.